And so one-sided relationships involves one person investing much more time and energy, and yes, sometimes even money, into the relationship than the other partner. That's the definition of a one-sided relationship. And some of you may already be thinking, saying, hey, wait a minute, something about that just stuck with me and it's ringing a bell. So let me listen in a little bit more before I click the end button. Let me listen. Okay, good idea. So here are some of the signs that you may be in a one-sided relationship. And I'm going to tell you why some of you may be, because you have the givers and you have the takers. You have people who are consistently giving. And if you are the person that is consistently giving in any type of relationship that you are in, then most often than not, the type of people that you will attract into your lives are people who are takers. Okay, people who are always looking for the opportunity for someone to take care of them emotionally, sometimes financially, and in other ways. And so if you are the type of person that you're always giving, you're trying to look out for everyone, you're trying to make sure that everyone else's needs are met ahead of your own, and sometimes you even deny yourself. You forget sometimes about your goals and your hopes and your dreams because you're really always trying to help and make sure that you see other people win. Then you may be in a one-sided relationship. You may just be the giver. If you think that you are a giver, after listening to that, go ahead and let's get that out of the way and say, I think I may be the giver. The taker is going to always be the one who with an ask. They're always going to be the one asking for things. And they're always going to have almost like a needy complex. They're going to make you feel as if they need you. But in essence, what they're doing is not only draining you, but they are using you. Okay. And so again, if you're the person that's always giving in the relationship, everybody always comes to you to talk to you and listen, you got to quit letting people dump on you. Can I pause and tell you that? And Lord, people are already lighting up my inbox. I guess this may be helping somebody. You've got to let people stop dumping on you. Because if you're going to allow yourself to continue to be the dumping ground for people, then they're going to continue. Listen, it's like this. If I drive past a place, a site, and I see a whole bunch of garbage, what am I going to assume? I'm going to assume that that is a garbage heap, that is a place where garbage is disposed of. And so when people see that they can bring their mess to you, that they can bring all of their emotional baggage to you, financial baggage to you, spiritual baggage to you, they're going to come and they're going to keep depositing and dumping their baggage and their trash on you. And what that does essentially is it reduces you in value. Wow. Okay. So anytime you live by a dumping site, you could have the most immaculate $500 million house, whatever it is. If you move that house and the same house that was priced at $5 million and you move it next to a dumping site, it is going to immediately, instantly decrease in value. Why? Because people are not going to see how immaculately the house is built or constructed. They're not going to notice all of the extra time that you put into making this house look amazing so that maybe one day you could resell it. The only thing that they're going to see is that garbage dump site. And so again, when you allow people to keep dumping on you, people cannot see your value. And if they are the takers, they don't see your value anymore because all they see is an opportunity to get loads off of them and put it on you. And then they go on with their lives. So don't let people keep dumping on you. Place boundaries, make boundaries for yourself. And what one thing that they do when they don't want people dumping on certain sites is they put fences around. You've got to start putting up fences that represents the boundaries that you are setting for yourself. Some of you who are experiencing being so tired, full of anxiety, worry, you're carrying other people's baggage. Can I tell you that? Some of this stuff that is bothering your spirit, that is keeping you up at night, is it unfrozen now? Is it better? Okay. Some of these things that are keeping you up at night, it's not because of anything that you're dealing with. It's things that people have dumped on you. I may need to just go back and change this whole entire title and just say, stop letting people dump on you. Okay? Because that's definitely a one-sided relationship. So let me give you the signs and we will go on and we will end. Okay? So one sign is you are the only one that is trying to make it work. Have you ever been in a relationship, and you felt as if you were the only one doing anything, putting forth effort to make things work? If you feel like that, there is a strong possibility that you are in a one-sided relationship, and that you're allowing people to dump things on you it's not even yours. It's their baggage. If the other person, and this is not even one of the signs, we're still up under their, you're the only one that's trying to make it work. If the other person could care less whether the relationship continued or not, but you're the only one that's trying to keep it together, trying to initiate the communication, trying to check on them to make sure that they're good, to make sure that they eat, to make sure that they're well rested, and you never get that in return. Listen, you may be in a one-sided relationship. So the next sign is that you may be in a one-sided relationship if it is always about them. If they always make it about them, everything that happens, it's all about them. It's your birthday, but somehow it ends up being their pity party and their dog and pony show. They find a way to manipulate you, even at your happiest times when they should be celebrating you. And they still find a way to manipulate your mind, manipulate your emotions, and they find a way to still make it about them. So if this is you, listen, we've all been there. So if they're making it all about you, anytime, you bring up what you need to feel, whether you need to feel loved or appreciated or even valued, it always ends up being about them. If you tell them, listen, I don't feel loved when I talk to you, or I don't feel like you love me on the same level, or you respect me on the same level that I have respected you. And they turn around and they say, you know what? You always say that. I'm tired of hearing you say that. How do you think that I feel? Boom, push pause, baby. They have just slipped a Mickey in, and they're about to turn the entire conversation, and they're about to make it about them. And they're getting ready to self-project their feelings of insecurity or whatever it is, and they're about to dump all of that on you. And so the second sign is if it's always about them. It doesn't matter what's going on. It always ends up being about them, and you find yourself taking care of them when they should be taking care of you. There's no sense of reciprocity in this. And yes, Edwin says deflection. Absolutely. That is the word. They deflect from the conversation. They forget that you say that you need love, that you don't feel valued. And then all of a sudden now it's about them not feeling love and not feeling valued or respected. Then you're in a one-sided relationship. So number 3 is you never come first in their lives. Yes, that's going to hit home with some people. You never come first in their lives. You do your best to make sure that their needs are met. You do your best to make sure that they feel as if they are a priority. No, let me change that. You do your best to make sure they know that they are a priority. You go through this cycle of making sure that you affirm who they are to you, but they never affirm who you are to them. Then that means that they're not putting you first. They don't consider you a priority. And you may just very well be in a one-sided relationship. They don't make time for you like you do for them. And everyone and everything comes before you. Watch this. Until they need something from you. When they need something from you, then you are a priority. Then they're blowing up your phone. Then they're sending you all these text messages. Then they're dropping by the house, or then they're showing up or at your job, or then they're trying to affirm how much you mean to them because you're so valuable and you've always been there and yada yada yada, and they couldn't have gotten through this without you. Why didn't you tell me this before? Why are you just telling me this now after you have made me feel last in your life? And then now you need me again. And now you want to affirm who I am? Ma'am, sir, no ma'am, no sir. That is most definitely the sign that you are in a one-sided relationship. I'm not going to be on long. Number 4. You always have to ask or beg them for what you want or need from them. Listen, if I mean something to you, when I tell you about my needs and my wants, I shouldn't have to beg you for it. And I shouldn't have to ask you more than one time. If you forget, I can ask you again. But after then, it should be setting in with you that this is what I want from you. This is what I need from you. And, you know, if I never feel that what I'm expressing to you, what I need from you, what I want from you, that you're always forgetting it, or, you know, you never match what I say, your actions never match what I've expressed to you, then we got a problem, Houston. We got a big problem. We got a big problem. They make you feel guilty for asking. Listen, you got to be careful. People are master manipulators. People are shysty, y'all. You have to be very, very careful, because you will ask them for what you need and you're telling them, I need this from you. Can you help me like I've helped you? I've been there for you. And when like Layla Hathaway said, she has a song that says, you used to love me so when my life was low. But when things got better for you, you forgot who I was and you went on to the next person. I didn't exist. And so, if I never get back from you what I've given out to you, that's one-sided. And then the audacity, y'all know audacity is it's at an all-time high today. You have the audacity to try to flip this thing and make me feel guilty for what I have asked you for, as if I don't deserve that from you. And then they constantly remind you of the one time out of the 50 million times that you've been there for them, they constantly remind you of the one time that they treated you with respect or paid you adequate attention. And they always bring up that one time. And you say, wait a minute, you know, I need you to do this. Like, I've been this to you and I've been there for you. Listen, if you're feeling like you have got to roll out a whole entire dictionary, you need a judge and a jury, you know, to replay the evidence about how you've been there for them and how you played your part in this relationship. If you constantly find yourself having to argue your case about your value in their lives and what you've done, and all they can do is bring up the one time out of the 50 million times that you've been there for them, they bring up the one time that they respected you in front of your people, or they paid you adequate attention. Listen, my brothers, my sisters, you are in a one-sided relationship. The last tip I'm going to give you tonight is you feel a need to justify or excuse their behaviors because other people know that they're trifling. The outsiders can see that they are takers and that they're manipulators, and in most cases they're liars. And so you feel a need because you care for this person. You're concerned about how people see their image, and to the point where you're not concerned about your image anymore. You're not concerned about whether or not how people view you for sticking beside this person. You're like, listen, this is my friend, or this is my boo, or this is, my child, or these are my parents. Listen, one-sided relationships come in all facets. But if you feel a need to justify their inappropriate behaviors or make excuses for why they have not been there for you on the level or anywhere close to the level that you've been there for them, or why they are not doing anything for you, and you're still breaking your neck and your back and your knees and your toes to be there for them, then you are in a one-sided relationship. They don't show up to family dinners or events that you plan. They don't give you that support. If you're a friend of mine and I support your business, then when God has blessed me, then you make excuses why you can't be there. Your baby's sick every time I throw something. You understand? It's not making sense to me. That is a one-sided relationship. The Bible is right and somebody is lying. Okay? If there is nothing special on your birthdays or on holidays, if they remember, and if they remember your birthday, and they count that, they feel like they're doing something if they remember it. And if you have to reassure people that they're the right person for you, or that they are a good friend, or whatever facet they are in your life, for you, even though you see the red flags, that's a one-sided relationship. That's a one-sided relationship. These people run guilt trips on you. That they are the takers. Their mission in life is to take from you because you put yourself in the position to always be the giver. Listen, I know a lot of you that watch me, you have great big hearts. I'm a person like that, but I'm telling you that we've got to be more intentional and more smarter about our relationships with people, and we've got to start setting boundaries, and we've got to be okay and comfortable saying no to people that we've always said yes to. Because what's happening is you're suppressing your feelings and your wants and your desires for the sake of the people that you care about, and you're not being heard. And this, believe it or not, when you suppress your own feelings, that leads to sickness and illness in the body. It's just like this. Once you keep something cooped up so long, then and once it's cooped up, you have a reaction. It's going to burst, or something abnormal is going to happen. So if you're not feeling like yourself in the relationship, and you feel like, if you feel like you got to walk around on eggshells with people, that you feel like, if I say this, will I lose them? If I do this for myself, if I take time for myself and do for me, will I lose them? What? Listen, I need you to love you first. I need you to love you first. You want to know why? Because God put you here for a reason. He didn't put you here to be abused. He didn't put you here so that you could feel unappreciated and undervalued. He put you here for a relationship. This is why God made us, because he wanted to have a relationship with man. He wanted to be able to talk to his creation, have conversations. He wanted to feel honored and adored by what he created, by those he created. So does that mean that God may sometimes be in a one-sided relationship with us? Could we sometimes be the takers and expecting God always to be the giver? I know y'all thought I was talking about a man and a woman all this time, right? If the shoe fits, we can apply it there. But could we say we have a relationship with God. Could it possibly be that God is feeling like he's the only one in this? God is saying, why do I always have to ask you or beg you for what I want? Or why am I covering you when I know you're going to do wrong? Why am I extending my grace and my mercy when I know you're going to do it again? Why am I the only one trying to make this relationship work? I'm calling you, you're not answering. You know, I'm reaching out to you. I'm trying to talk to you, but you won't talk to me. I've made you first, but you never make me first. Come on. You never make me first. You only call me when you need me. You only know me when your life is low. You don't claim me until you need me. People don't even know, this is God. People don't even know that you and I have a thing going on. People don't even know that you and I have a relationship because you never tell anybody about me. You hide me. Are we in a one-sided relationship with God? We need to check ourselves. Because you could be giving all of your energy to a person who is just taken from you, and you're not giving to God who's just trying to give to you. But there is a time when we should be giving back to God the love that he's extended to us. So listen, I need you all to love yourselves more. God loves you, and we should love him more than anything. But if your relationship with God is solid and you're finding out that you're in a one-sided relationship, I need you to learn how to love yourself first. I need you to be okay with getting a mani-pedi, ladies. It's okay to do that by yourself. Gentlemen, it's okay if you go get a haircut and you don't call her every 5 minutes just to let her know where you are. That's okay. If you need that time, anybody that truly loves you and trusts you will understand that you need time for yourself. And a relationship means that there's a process of reciprocity in this thing. What I'm giving to you, I need to receive that. And I shouldn't have to beg you for that. And if I ask you for that, then don't make me feel guilty for it. And certainly don't make it about you. Because everything cannot be about you all the time. Okay? If you are the takers, hear me. Is this thing on? Hear me. Everything cannot be about you all the time. It just can't. Come off your island where you're just on that island by yourself and understand that everything cannot be about you all the time. You have got to learn how to put people ahead of you at least sometimes. Listen, I'm done. But listen, if you have questions or comments, drop them in the comment box below. If this video has helped you, share it with someone that you know may need to hear it. Tag somebody. People sometimes have big hearts and they don't understand that people are just really using them. Just because they're around you doesn't mean that they necessarily love you. As I put out in a post some days ago, I said, people can request your presence and still dismiss your value. This is Dr. C here, reminding you that you deserve more than a one-sided relationship. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're amazing. Begin to clear your land of all the baggage that you've allowed people to put on you over the years from any type of relationship. Clear your land, clear your mind, clear your spirits so that the right person or the right people can see your value and you'll be appreciated by the right person for who you really are. And that's without having to do anything extra. Listen, I love you guys. And until next time, stay safe, be happy,